Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss the chapter phenol, and in this phenol we are going to discuss the preparation of phenol, acidity of phenols, then effect of substituent on acidity of phenol. After that we will discuss the comparison of acidity of phenol with alcohol, then aromatic substitution, electrophilic substitution reaction, Claisen reaction, Gattermann synthesis, and in detail we are going to discuss the Fries rearrangement and Trimmer-Tiemann reaction with mechanism. As all of you know that the phenols are the aromatic hydroxy compounds. This is the example of phenol, first member of phenol family. This is a benzene ring, phenyl ring, and this is a hydroxy group. This is a phenol. Okay, now see, depending upon the number of hydroxy groups present in the compound, there are various types of phenol. For example, monohydric phenol. Here see, only one OH group is there, so it is a monohydroxy phenol. Its name is orthocresol. Here also one OH group is there. So these three compounds that I have written here, these are monohydroxy phenol because one OH group is there. Here orthocresol, it is metacresol, it is paracresol. Similarly, dihydric phenols, obviously di means two, having two OH groups. Here two OH groups are there, it is dihydric phenols. If two OH groups are at ortho position to each other, it is called catechol. This is the example. Two OH groups are at meta position to each other, it is resorcinol. And here the two OH groups are at para position, so it is a quinol. Then trihydric phenol, of course, having three OH groups. So these are the examples of the compound of the trihydric phenol, means having three OH groups. Okay. After that, coming to the next point, that is the methods of preparation of phenol. The first method is preparation of phenol from chlorobenzene. In that we will see the Raschig process. First, all of you know that how the phenol is prepared by the Raschig process. This is chlorobenzene on hydrolysis in presence of silica at particular temperature. Here electrophilic substitution takes place where Cl is replaced by OH. Actually it is not electrophilic, it is nucleophilic substitution. Cl is replaced by OH and we get the phenol. Then from the chlorobenzene we can prepare the phenol by dose process. It is also the well-known process for the preparation of phenol, where the chlorobenzene is first treated with sodium hydroxide at particular temperature and pressure. Here first we get sodium salt of phenol, that is sodium phenoxide. Okay, Cl is replaced by ONA, sodium phenoxide is obtained. Then that sodium phenoxide on reaction with carbon dioxide and water, we get phenol. So from chlorobenzene we can prepare phenol by two ways. One is a Raschig process and other is a dose process. Let's move on the second method of preparation of phenol. This is from isopropyl benzene, that is cumene. See, this is isopropyl group. CH is attached to 2-methyl group, it is isopropyl group. Isopropyl group is attached to benzene, so it is isopropyl benzene, which is called as a cumene. It's called as a cumene. When this cumene is treated with oxygen at the particular temperature, auto-oxidation takes place, and here we get the peroxide. When there is oxygen-oxygen linkage is present, that is called as a peroxide. Here it is insertion reaction takes place. This oxygen is inserted here and we get peroxide or hydroperoxide. It is obtained from cumene, that's why called as a cumene hydroperoxide. Then that cumene hydroperoxide on reaction with acid hydrolysis, we get phenol, and the byproduct obtained is this acetone. I am repeating again, cumene on reaction with oxygen at particular temperature in presence of catalyst, first peroxide is obtained, this is peroxide, and then on hydrolysis we get the phenol, and the byproduct is acetone. Okay, then third method, it is very important method and well known industrial method for the preparation of phenol. Here we get aniline, we get phenol from the aniline, means NH2 is substituted by OH. The first step in this reaction is a diazotization. It is called as a Sandmeyer reaction also. This NH2 aniline on reaction with nitrous acid HNO2, you can use nitrous acid or you can use NaNO2, that is sodium nitrate and hydrochloric acid, because NaNO2 and HCl obviously gives HNO2. So this NH2 and this HNO2 nitrous acid gives the diazonium salt, chloride salt. It is a benzene diazonium chloride salt. That benzene diazonium chloride salt on hydrolysis get converted into phenol, and there is a removal of nitrogen gas. So in this way, aniline first converted to BDC, benzene diazonium chloride salt, and then that benzene diazonium chloride salt is converted to phenol. Okay. So these are the three methods of preparation. The first method is from chlorobenzene, preparation from chlorobenzene. There are two methods, Raschig process and dose process. Then second method is from cumene, that is isopropyl benzene, and the third method is Sandmeyer reaction, that is from benzene diazonium chloride salt. First aniline is converted to benzene diazonium chloride salt, and then that is converted to phenol. Okay, now it is very interesting to know that why the phenols are acidic in nature. What is meant by acid? According to Lowry and Bronsted concept of acid and bases, the compounds which donates proton, that is H positive ion, are called as acid. It is well known that the carboxylic acid are acidic in nature because they donates H positive ion, that is proton, and get converted into carboxylate ion. So according to Lowry and Bronsted concept, phenols are also acidic in nature. It means they donate the proton. Phenol donate the proton, H positive ion. Why the phenol donates H positive ion? That is interesting to see. See here, this is a phenol. Oxygen have the lone pair of electron, you know. So oxygen donates its lone pair here. There is a formation of pi bond. The lone pair of the oxygen is utilized in the formation of pi bond. This pi bond is open on oxygen carbon. That's why these two electrons will open on this carbon. This carbon have two electron, excess electron, which we can return in the form of negative charge also. This is the new bond formation. And as oxygen donates its lone pair, now it is electron deficient. That's why the positive charge is written over there. Okay, so oxonium ion, oxygen having positive charge. Formation of new bond, opening of this pi bond, and formation of negative charge. Here are the excess two electrons are there. Now this negative charge, that is two excess electrons, they are delocalized all over this ring. See, if I shift this electron, two electrons here, there will be the formation of pi bond, then this pi bond will open here, there is a formation of negative charge, this two excess electron will open here, then these two electrons will utilize in the formation of pi bond. At the same time, these pi bonded electrons will open here, there will be negative charge. So this negative charge you can see is moved from ortho to para and para to ortho again. Similarly, you can see the position of pi bond, these are not fixed, they are continuously delocalizing all over the ring. So these three resonating structures can be written by using a single representative structure which is called as a resonance hybrid. While writing the resonance hybrid, what you have to write, you have to show this half circle. It is here, it is a full half dotted circle is written, but you remember this circle should be from this ortho to para and then para to ortho, because see, the negative charge is moving from ortho to para, para to ortho. Okay, so this should be in this way, ortho to para and para to ortho. Okay, so these are the resonating structures of phenol. Okay, now as I told you, being acid, being acidic in nature, the phenol should donates proton. Suppose phenol donates H positive ion, it means this oxygen hydrogen bond breaks heterolytically, where this bonded pair of electrons should shift on the oxygen, thereby oxygen have the negative charge, and this H positive, that is proton, is removed. And what we get? Phenoxide ion. Now let us see the resonating structure of phenoxide ion. After that, we will compare the resonating structure of phenol itself with the resonating structure of phenoxide ion. And then we will compare that which is more stable, whether phenol is stable or phenoxide ion is more stable. Because we know that the stability of the compound is also depend on the resonating structure. More the stability of resonating structure, more is the stability of compound. Okay, so this phenoxide ion is formed, and see, these are the resonating structures of phenoxide ion. This is the negative charge, means 2 extra electrons are there on the oxygen. Okay, shift this, utilize these 2 electrons in the formation of pi bond, and when this new pi bond is formed, at the same time this pi bond will open on the carbon. What is the charge on carbon? Negative. Now shift this negative charge here, means these 2 electrons, these are utilized in the formation of pi bond, you can see here, and this pi bonded electrons will open here, so negative charge will be here. Again on the same basis, shift these 2 electrons here, new bond will form. At the same time, these pi bonded electrons will open here on the ortho position, the negative charge will create here. Then shift this negative charge, these 2 electrons here, pi bond will form here, you can see. And at the same time, these pi bonded electrons will open on the oxygen, and oxygen will have the negative charge. Means you get the same structure as this. These 3 are the resonating structures. These 3 resonating structures, 1, 2, 3, of the phenoxide ion, you can show by a single representative structure, which is called as a resonance hybrid. See, the negative charge is moving from ortho to para, para to ortho, so that's why here partial negative charges are written. Oxygen have the negative charge here, so it is again partial negative. Again, remember, this dotted half circle should be from ortho to para and para to ortho. Okay. In the resonating structure of phenol as well as phenoxide ion, you can see 3 resonating structures are obtained. These are the resonating structures of phenoxide ion, 1, 2, 3. And these are the resonating structures of phenol, 1, 2, 3. Now, which resonating structures are more stable? Let us see. Here, in case of phenol, it is clear that in the resonating structure, each resonating structure, 2 opposite ions are there. Negative charge as well as positive charge. See, here also same, here also same. And remember, the energy required to separate the opposite charges is more. In case of resonating structure, as the energy required to separate or to compile these 2 opposite charges is more, the stability of such resonating structure is less. It means the resonating structures of phenol are less stable. On the other hand, the resonating structures of phenoxide ion, you can see here, they are stable. Why? Because only one charge is there. What is the charge? Negative charge. and such structures are more stable. If either positive or negative charge is there, then that structures are stable. It means phenoxide ion is more stable than the phenol. Therefore, phenol donates H positive ion, that is proton, easily, because what is the motivation for this phenol to donate the proton? Because after donating that H positive ion, that is proton, it is converted to phenoxide ion, which is more stable. That is the motivation, or that is the directive force for the phenol to donate the proton. Hope you understand this important point about the phenol, that why the phenols are acidic in nature. In the next lecture of this phenol, we will see the effect of substituents on the acidity of phenols. We will see electrophilic substitution reaction of phenol. Then some important reaction like Claisen reaction, Gattermann synthesis, and interestingly we will see again Fries rearrangement with mechanism and Riemer-Tiemann reaction. Okay, so thank you.